Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Summertime is upon us, so that means cookouts and barbecues. So I thought we would make my coleslaw today. We've got a potato salad, macaroni salad, a couple other summer salads up on our YouTube channel. So I thought we'd go with something nice and summery, cool and delicious. All right, so this is a combination of kind of the KFC coleslaw, couple little ingredients of my own. Coleslaw is my favorite thing in the world. I certainly love it with fish and chips and stuff like that in barbecue. I've only started making it over the last couple years. Wade's favorite coleslaw is KFC, which I think unfortunately a lot of us have had KFC and enjoy their coleslaw very much. So it's kind of a combination. It's not quite as chopped as that, but anyway, let's get into it. So of course, our main ingredient is cabbage. Now for this recipe, we're gonna need about 4 cups of either chopped or shredded cabbage. I'm gonna do mine in the food processor because I have it, but you can just as well chop it up as thin as you like or even just julienne it. So we need our head of cabbage. 4 cups is probably gonna be about a pound head of cabbage. All right, you need a nice juicy lemon. We need 1 peeled carrot. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit of onion in it. You don't usually see onion in coleslaw, but I'm going to shred it in with everything else. It just gives that nice little background extra element, I think. We need some mayonnaise, all right? Some regular mayonnaise. Those, of course, if you do Miracle Whip, which I don't mind Miracle Whip. Wade likes Miracle Whip. It doesn't bother me which it is, Miracle Whip or mayonnaise. But if you're going to use Miracle Whip, I would omit the sugar. Okay. So anyway, we got regular mayonnaise. We're going to need some vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar you want. I like to use apple cider vinegar. We need little bit of whole milk to kind of get our dressing nice and creamy. Like I said, we're going to need a little bit of granulated sugar, white sugar, and salt and pepper, of course. All right, before we leave you and get everything in place, I'm going to just show you how we do the cabbage, right? So you're just going to cut it in half, cut out your stem. It helps if you got a nice sharp knife, which this is a really sharp knife. It scares me, actually. And then you can disregard the core. All right. I'm not going to chop up my carrot because I'm going to use the food processor, but then I'm going to cut this in to a little bit more manageable slices for the food processor. All right. Now, if you're not going to use the food processor, just take this and chop it up. Chop it up as finely as you want. All right, we'll need our onion, so we'll cut that in half. And we don't need to cut my carrot in half to make it a little easier. All right, now, before I move on with the vegetables, we're going to make the dressing. So let me clean up all this mess, and we'll come back and we'll put the dressing together. See you in a bit. Okay, let's get our dressing going. I like to get the dressing going while I'm getting the other ingredients done or getting everything chopped up because that way, it can start to, all the flavors can start to meld together. You can do it in a separate bowl if you want. I'm going to do it in the same bowl. I'm going to toss everything in. So we got our mayonnaise. Okay. We got our vinegar, apple cider vinegar in this case, whatever you prefer. Of course, the amounts will be in the written recipe. And if you wanted to, of course, double this, or double or triple or quadruple, just quadruple or double all of your ingredients. We got our milk. Now, some recipes you might see call for buttermilk. We're going to have lemon, vinegar. I don't really think it's necessary to do the buttermilk. I think I've tried it using buttermilk and it's just a little bit too tangy. But if you want, you certainly could use buttermilk. Got our salt and pepper. And we should get enough juice out of one whole lemon. There's a seed in that one. And I didn't get it. I can see it right there. So we'll take that out. I think I saw one more. Get out of there. Get out of the pool. All right, guys. So then, let me just rinse my hands with all this lemon juice. All right, and then we're going to give that a good mix. And it does take a little while. You want to keep on whisking until the mayonnaise is nicely incorporated and you don't see any more big lumps. This is in the bowl I'm going to serve it in, but I like to mix it in a big bowl so I don't get too much of a mess, but it's not necessary to have a bowl this big. All right, that's pretty good. So we'll put that aside for now. All right, like I said, we're going to need 4 cups of cabbage. So let's start with this guy as it falls all over. Where's my pusher? And if you're using a food processor, I've got this on the fine because I want it nice and chopped. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to put this all in, and you guys can watch me do this. Wait, I'll play some nice music in the background. Oh, somebody had left a comment. Sorry, I can't remember who it was off the bat, but they said something about they liked our music selection. That's Wade. He loves classical music, so that's all him. He does all that part of it. Food processor is one of those things you might think, oh, I don't want to spend that much money on an appliance that you won't use all the time. But it's also one of those things when you want it and it's there, you're glad it is. Because I'm doing this fine, I think it's going to really take that whole, chop this, that whole head of lettuce. Oop, Wade's going to have a mess to pick up. Get in there. And it doesn't want to come out. Get over that. And then I'm going to add my carrot and onion so that it gets nice chopped up too. Put down there. Oops. A little. There we go, guys. All right, wasn't that fun? Okay, now I got another mess to clean up, and then we'll go on. See you in a little bit. All right, guys, so that is about all there is to it. We've got a little bit more than 4 cups, probably about 4.5 out of that head of lettuce, but that's all right. Give our dressing a little stir. So, again, as I said, it's kind of a Kentucky Fried Chicken style because it's, shredded like we did in the food processor. If you don't have a food processor and yours doesn't come out quite shredded like this, or depending on how you chop it, it's still going to be delicious, have a little bit more texture to it. And all we got to do is toss it in our dressing, get everything nice and coated. That looks good. I'm going to give it a little taste. Check for salt and stuff, but delicious. Nice and tangy. A little bit of sweetness to it. All right, now you could eat this done. You could eat it right away. It's a little bit better once it's all chilled. So, an hour or so in the refrigerator. Now, but keep in mind, coleslaw is one of those things that you don't want to sit in the refrigerator that long because the water will start to, leave the cabbage and it will make your dressing really wet. So, overnight is fine, but, on that day 2 or 3, if you're going to make it ahead, it's going to get too wet. All right, so all we're going to do, put it in a nice serving bowl. I'm going to cover this with saran wrap and let it chill for a little bit. And there we go. Coleslaw. Yay! Let's get all of this out of there. Now we're going to be having this with dinner tonight, but you'll have to wait till the end to see what we're going to have it with. Alrighty, that's it. There we go. Okay, we're back and ready to eat. Now, first, the surprise I've been alluding to in both of these, or in these 2 most current videos, is that we're having our coleslaw with our barbecue tonight. That's the surprise. I bet you all thought you were going to get an invitation to come back dinner with us, right? Yeah, like that would be a prize. Anyway, let's test our coleslaw. So you're going to get the same tasting for each video, guys, but we're going to think it's going to do them separate. Yep, that is delicious. It is yummy, yummy. Of course, really, coleslaw is always even the best with barbecue, so I'm going to put a little on my plate.
Just like KFC's.
It does taste very similar. Yeah. But mine's better. All right, and then we've got our Korean. No, was it Korean? I forgot, guys. Yeah, Korean
barbecue
meatballs, sweet and spicy barbecue meatballs. I've taken a couple of tastes and I think they're delicious. Let's see what you think, huh? I don't know if you can see, but those came out. They're nice and tender, and we got all our nice green onion and everything mixed in there. What do you think? Now, the spices, the sauce is a little spicier than the meatballs. So that's really kind of where you start to feel a little bit of spiciness come in. With Korean food, and then you guys, the sauce is going to be really flavorful, salty, sweet, spicy,
Yeah, it is.
all at
I
once.
saw that.
So if you just took a big spoonful of the barbecue sauce, it'd be like, you know, oh, it's so salty. But actually, that's why we didn't put any additional salt in that, is because we had the soy sauce in there. So,
Wow,
um,
that is good.
delicious.
Delicious. Yeah.
If take a little bit of your coleslaw and a nice meatball. All right, I'm just going to be quiet and enjoy eating the rest of my dinner.
1 minute.
One Mississippi.
Please remember to like and subscribe and check out cherryhillhomecooking.com, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ciao.
Bye. He almost creeped up on you too.
I got them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think both of them came out really tasty.